Hello, this is Sam with another Oklahoma podcast. Today, I just want to go through the OU schedule and just take a look at each game and just kind of give my overall thoughts as the season progresses. So, we start off with Illinois State. Illinois State supposedly is a very good FCS team. Picked to make the playoffs. From all accounts, they're a really well-coached team. I don't think that this game should be close or will be close, but it will at least be a team that's not just totally incompetent like we've seen with some of the other FCS teams that we've played in the recent years, like the main team that came into Norman last year. Moving on. We got Michigan. Just a true freshman making a very, very big first road start. I just, everything that I've read, I feel like this is a good thing for, or it's going to be setting up for a really good game for Oklahoma. I have Oklahoma winning, and I think, that could be one that maybe overinflates some of the confidence as the year goes on, because I just don't know how far a true freshman in the year 2025 can, get you in today's college football. Going to Temple, that should be a fun little game in Philly. Oklahoma should win. Temple, I don't think is very good this year. I'm not a big Temple expert, but from the sounds of it, they've been one of the more struggly FBS teams over the last several years. Moving on to Auburn. Auburn, I am a sicko, and I listen to all sorts of stuff around Auburn because it's so fascinating to me. Saying that all three quarterbacks are going to play, and then there's all three of the play callers and whatever. It's very, very intriguing. I'm very interested to see if Jackson can take a step. I hope he can. I really love Jackson Arnold. I appreciated all he did, but I have Oklahoma winning that game. I just think that Jackson will have to really take a step up for them to be a really serious contender. Kent State at home should be another fairly easy win for Oklahoma. So we're starting out 5-0. Then we go into Texas. Texas obviously has a lot of preseason aspirations. Something interesting, as I've noticed, I think I checked this a couple of weeks ago. It looks like there's already a lot of betting going on this, and I believe the line moved. It says that it opened up at 9.5, but I think it got at one point up to about 11.5 point deficit. And so I don't know. Arch Madness, all the defensive stuff that they've got going on, that they just feel really confident. They've got playmakers that, they are replacing a lot, but, they've got playmakers at wide receiver. They feel like they're reloading on the interior of the defensive line. I think that's one that I definitely have Oklahoma winning. I'll never pick against Oklahoma against Texas. That's just not going to happen. I think that'll be a classic, and that sets up for the next week, which I think is the first. Texas notwithstanding, I think this is the first week that I really could seriously see OU dropping, and that's against South Carolina. At South Carolina, Lenora Sellers, maybe the best player in the country. We'll see. But then the one saving grace is, yes, Oklahoma's coming off the potential high or low of the Texas game, but then South Carolina just played LSU the previous week as well. So we're both kind of smashed in between. I believe the week after South Carolina has to play Alabama. So there's a lot there that it's both teams can't really look ahead. We'll be kind of in a week, you catch them on a bad day. Kind of like South Carolina caught Oklahoma last year on a bad day. It could be one of those things that, could go either way, but that's going to be a tough one to win. Ole Miss at home. I'm not a very big believer in Ole Miss from what I've heard. Just a young quarterback, like they lost their entire team practically, they were only able to get up to 9-3 with all the talent that they had last year. I just don't see them really improving on that this year. And then coming to Oklahoma, I have Oklahoma winning that game. At Tennessee, this is going to be one of those things that if Tennessee at this point has a couple of losses, which they are, going to have played some pretty good teams, Alabama and Georgia already. I could see this being a game that maybe they don't quite get up for, or they're kind of beat up going into the game. But I think that's going to be a tough one. But I think I just trust the quarterback play for Oklahoma, and I think that the Tennessee quarterback, from what I've read and heard, he maybe is a little bit more turnover prone than maybe some of the more consistent game management style quarterbacks that Josh Heupel typically likes. Which then leads us to a bye week, and then we play at Alabama. And I think the initial, thought here is that, Bama's the heavy favorite on this, and they probably should be, But then you kind of look at it, take a zoom out. Alabama will be coming off a stretch of Tennessee, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, and then playing Oklahoma. Oklahoma will have a bye week to fully prepare on Bama, where Bama's getting beat up by LSU. I don't know. That just seems like a really bad mix of things. We'll have to see what their health is at that time, obviously. But I think Oklahoma getting to rest up and then going into that, I kind of like the upset. But I will say that's another really, really tough one. Missouri at home. We should. I hope that we kill Missouri. Like I want that to be a 3 or 4 touchdown game, and so the Missouri fans will shut up. Missouri, I just don't really trust their quarterback situation. They've got a lot of talent everywhere, but their head coach is one of the most obnoxious humans in college football. So it's gonna be interesting. Then you go into LSU at Oklahoma, and I really believe that this is going to be, this is setting up for one of those games that maybe coming into this, OU's, 9-2 and has a chance to play for the conference title, or maybe they're even better than that. Who knows? They have a potential to go, 10-2, 11-1, or they have a potential to, go 6-6. So it's really up in the air. But like with LSU, a lot of people are very high on them. I think it's a lot of the same team as last year, though. Like they've had some improvements here and there, but I don't know. I don't necessarily have a ton of confidence that they're just going to make this massive leap. Now, that being said, they do have a really solid quarterback returning and a lot of skill positions and talent everywhere, but LSU always has that. So it's just kind of one of those things if they have that random cohesion, but you got the Brian Kelly effect. So maybe this cohesion, he's never been known for this guy that just has, his teams come together every year. So that's going to be a tough one, but I kind of like OU there. So I have us going 10-2. Potentially 11-1. And then I think the floor of what I see is 9-3 with this schedule. I feel really good, but then again, it's game week. So who knows what what we're actually looking at, come that first, after that first game. And I would say the first game is Michigan. So after that, I think Michigan will tell us just about how the entire season's going to go. So that's all I've got. I wanted to just do a pretty quick one on this, and then